It's the weekend. It's Mailbag. It's a strange weekend because Everton are playing on Friday and it's a 3-day weekend because it's Bank Holiday Monday coming up. I'm sure everyone is as excited as me, especially Pete, Sam, and Dave slash Paul Jewell. Dave's called himself Paul Jewell on this podcast for reasons we'll possibly go into later. How is everyone? Okay, looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah, it's nice that the Blues play tonight. So, like, win, lose or draw, you still look forward to a nice weekend, can't you? Should do more of these
Ideal.
Friday night games.
Ideal. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got tonight and then tomorrow I'm at Walton Old Park, last home game of the season, and we're going to be handing out the end of season awards as well from the supporters club. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow as well.
Good stuff. Is that
Plays a
after
good
the
send
game
off.
or half
Yeah, it'll
time
be
or
after. Yeah,
yeah?
we playing Spurs. It should be a good game. We got a good result against Arsenal last weekend. Good draw. But I'm confident about tomorrow. I feel like we need to sign off the season with a home win. And then we've got Bristol away, last game of the season, which we're all going down to. So yeah, looking forward to it.
That'll be a nice away. Bristol. That was some story last week, wasn't it?
Oh, Izzy
Yeah.
Hobson. Yeah, she went to the same primary school as me. She went to Bishop Eton. So I saw my old primary school posting about it saying well done. And I was like, oh, that's nice, isn't it? So
You're
proper
not still
local girl.
16, are you?
Proper. No. I was. Yeah, she was a bit after my time, but yeah, she's proper Evertonian, season ticket holder with her dad. Bangs, scores a fifth minute injury time equaliser against one of the best sides in the country. So absolutely buzzing for her. Brilliant.
Incredible stuff. Love that. Sam, you looking forward to the weekend?
Yeah, like same as everyone else. Get it over with quickly and just crack on. But
Yeah.
what's that? I mean, I just need to get it out the way tonight because I'm knackered because the fella's school broke up yesterday instead of. So he was at a social function last night, and so I was up at 3 a.m. to let him in. Him having forgot his keys.
Was that in Stockport? I think I saw a picture from it.
Oh, really? Yeah, it probably was. Yeah, it will have been in Stockport.
Yeah.
So.
No, Les,
I need to ask Sam as well while you're on. Have you still got that like weird possessed looking doll thing that you found? Didn't you find something in a house clearance? I'm sure I saw on Twitter.
Oh,
Like
that sounds right. I found a lot of weird shit when I was when I was doing a house clearance. I can't think of which doll it is in particular.
It was I think it was like an animatronic, like moving thing which sang.
Oh,
like
the
Chucky.
bear! I've still got the bear.
That's it.
Yeah. He brought that home as well. I was all for putting that straight in a skip, and he smuggled that in.
I feel like even if you would have put it in a skip, it would have still been there the next day when you woke up.
Oh, it would have just been. We would have opened our front door, and it would have just been.
Yeah.
What does it do? Has it got symbols or something? Or
I'll record it after we're finished. And oh, hang on. Actually, it's here.
It's always there.
yeah, it wasn't 2 seconds ago. Now it is.
No.
That's it.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, it moves.
That's definitely.
Did you just make that move? Because that mouth definitely just moved.
No, it moves.
Oh my word! It's the devil. Get rid of it now.
Yeah. If you're listening on Patreon, I would recommend just have a little look on YouTube as well, just to see this. It's quite terrifying.
Oh my word!
It's horrifying, isn't it?
But I can't see why it was kept. So
not like a puppet. You got your hand. Sounds wrong. Have you got your hand in it?
No. It won't stop now. It's electric. It does well. The way it was uncovered, it was on the top shelf, and Si knocked it off, not knowing it was animatronic. Shut up. Not know it was animatronic or anything, and suddenly there was this bear convulsing on the floor in front of him.
Yeah.
Had to give it a home in that case. Right, let's kick off. We're going hot topic first. Good one to start. What's your most irrational football hatred? Dave, we'll get you out the way first, and you can't say Tim Howard. Go.
Oh well, I was going to say he's been on the news, hasn't he? It was definitely going to be Tim. Who can I stand?
I mean, if you want to go into your Tim Howard thing, you can, but you've got 30 seconds. I'm not gonna
No,
drag this out.
I need something else other than Tim, don't I? Who's a bit of a bell ender I can't stand. Michael Owen, I absolutely despise Michael Owen. And do you know what? I'd probably push Steve McManaman up there with him because he's horrendous as a commentator. What a gig he's got, though. What a gig he's got.
Yeah, it's his phone voice. He needs
So when
to
he
knock
tries
it
to
off.
speak posh,
He
it's like
does.
if he was working at like Sky and you rang up to like get your bill sorted or whatever, he'd say Scouse words with the very end of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He
He always pronounces the G, doesn't he?
Yeah. And he definitely answers his phone using the last 4 digits of his number. 100%, that's what he does.
I can't think of any words with ing at the end now, all of a sudden.
Fuming.
Crossing the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't know why. Like, cause he's like trying to hide that he's from, I don't know where he's from, but he's quite clearly from where we live, isn't he, around here?
I mean, you do like sort of soften your accent in some situations, don't you? Like when I work down in London, I do like feel myself softening my accent or talking a little bit slower and stuff. But there's no need for what he does.
No, I did. To be fair, though, you're right. Maybe a bit of a hypocrite because I've done it at the BBC a few times. You know, not with players.
I regret developing a phone voice. Like I majoritively speak in my phone voice now, and I regret it because it's just stupid. It's deferring to the worst pricks imaginable. I really wish I hadn't. But
it's hard not to, though, isn't it?
It is hard not to, because you know I do like not talking too deep with it, but it is that stereotype stuff with Scousers that sort of gets to my mind immediately. So
I've heard you at Media City, Dave, and you sound like Frank Sidebottom. You proper lean into it.
Do you know it does, like, I don't know, I feel like you other people feel superior when you talk like a Scouser, I think. And a lot of people listen to this will think, what are you talking about here? But I think it's true. I think certain places you are, certain environments that you're in, you do, I don't know whether it's subconsciously, it changes a little bit. So like instead of saying work, I'd say work. Do you know what I mean? And I'd turn into Michael Owen. Michael Owen sounds like exactly how I end up talking in the BBC.
Isn't he sort of Ormskirk way though? So they all talk like that.
I think he's
Chester, isn't he?
Chester.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Leon Osmond was Ormskirk, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Stephen Warnock sounds exactly the same.
They have got the same voice, haven't they?
Yeah, it really. I've been listening to commentary for 25 minutes, thinking it was Leon Osmond and it's Stephen Warnock.
Yeah.
Leon Osmond's got distinctively posh Scouse accent. I would go as far as saying.
Do you remember his moustache though when he played for England? Because he was doing November.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's his only cap, isn't it? His only cap is during Movember, so he looks like he's sort of flogging nylons in the 40s. It's amazing.
I love that.
You know, he's got that in his house, like the shirt and the cap that he won on it, and a photo of him with like a porno tash on. Must be absolutely devastated. But fair play that he carried on with the Movember.
Yeah, I feel like he's got a sense of humor about it. I know he got a lot of stick, but he seems like a quite nice bloke.
Yeah. He's a lovely bloke in terms of doing work with him. He's a lovely guy. Anytime you need him on work-wise, he's done stuff with us in the past. We did a great interview with him on the Blue Room as well. He'll always answer his phone. He'll always reply. But he does a hell of a lot of work now. It's not just with the BBC. He does all sorts of work. I think he does a lot for like Premier League TV and things like that all over the place. So good on him. No, I think he's a decent punter. Very straight down the line type of guy, but he's good at what he does.
I'm bringing it right back around to the question. He was an irrational hatred for a lot of people inside Goodison Park, which I never got my head round. Pete, what's yours?
Mine. I don't know whether it's irrational or not, but I just hate away fans who have, how do I put it? You've got the ones who you can tell have been in like League One, League Two, and the Championship, and the ones who specifically do that "your shit are" thing. That I don't think it's an irrational hatred, but that is one of my biggest pet peeves in football. I despise it. it absolutely does my head in, and it's so small time, and it
Yeah.
just irritates the life out of me.
You can take the fans out the lower leagues, but you can't take the lower leagues out the fans, clearly.
Probably
Yeah,
getting a
but
load of it tonight,
you can
by the
always
way.
tell them. You can always tell, can't you, which ones have spent some time down there, and I
Right.
don't know why. Like some of them are even worse, where they have like it goes on for a little bit longer as well.
Well,
Like
City haven't got over it. City
No.
still
good point.
think they're like, downtrodden heroes. That's how, like, anyone who remembers them relegated, that's how they perceive themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there with Big Red on a shoestring budget, that isn't it?
Yeah, exactly
I
that.
I think that's a good point. That with City. I mean, I think the story's fascinating, but a good friend of ours as well who's been on with us when we do the games against City, he does the preview show with Matt, called Dave Mooney. His podcast brilliant with City, and he was like, he's gone through all of it, from when he would be Gillingham in the playoff final and all that stuff, and worked it all the ways back up. And I said to him, what's it like now? I said, does it make you feel cheap? Do you know what I mean? Does it make you feel like we did this properly? And then all of a sudden, it's like you've just won the lottery kind of thing. And he was like, "We'll just put it this way: I used to like those days more than I do now," which I think that sort of says it all, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it must. I mean, the thing that made it like twice as difficult, at least, was the fact that Man United were the best team in the country by a stretch at that point. But on a sort of like a kind of a lesser scale to that, I've got mates who support Tranmere, and they always sort of hark back to their Division 4 days, as opposed to when they were kind of pushing, almost got to the Premier League. He didn't like it as much as when they like took about 30 fans to Bury and stuff like that. So it's really weird, isn't it, that I think at a sort of level, they are like your best days when you're not very good, because it feels like more in it together kind of tease mentality thing. I don't know.
Well,
Is that not the same people who look back fondly on scraping ice off the inside of the window and go, "Oh, it was great when I was a kid, and we had one bath a week and didn't eat banana till I was 22." And
you don't know how good it is now. You don't know how good it is.
Yeah, well, exactly. And like people who do Facebook nostalgia memes.
Yeah,
I feel like it's the same. I feel like the same thing is driving it.
Yeah. Who remembers polio? Right, that
one. So you got COVID. It wasn't anywhere near as bad as polio.
It's people our age doing this now. By the way, it's like late millennials that are doing it.
Yeah, it's been passed on, hasn't it? So you've got the boomers who thought they lived through the war.
Yeah.
You've now got people like in the 40s who think they lived through the early 70s and they didn't.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah. Sam, have you got an irrational
war,
football hater, by the way?
Les, you still went through Cold War, didn't you?
What?
You still went through the Cold War, didn't you?
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing I did have. We did have an outside toilet in the first house I ever lived in.
We had one. The house that I cleared not long ago. The house that Bastard Bear. Sorry, that's what we called him, Bastard Bear. The house that Bastard Bear came from had an outside toilet because it had like a shrimper's cottage attached. And I don't know why you'd have a food preparation, and toilet.
That was for the sacrifice. That was for the sacrifices for the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have been. Definitely.
I'd happily have an outside toilet, don't you know? I'd like that.
Oh, here's the twist. There was no inside toilet.
Oh.
There you go.
I just think it's probably healthier outside, don't you think?
That's what older people said when toilets first came inside. They were like, "Is that hygienic?"
Yeah, I can see that.
So much more spidery, though.
Oh, I mean, if the winter,
plus,
it's like...
Plus, you're going for a burst at 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
Yeah.
We're about eight pairs of bills or something like that.
No,
do you know what I mean? About 5 jackets.
Anyway, Sam, we got an irrational football hater. I feel like we're about 20 minutes in here and we've not even got through like half the first question.
It's probably Olay's. Olay in every pass.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really fun when it's you doing it. But when I see Everton fans doing it on telly and I'm not there to join in, I'm like, that's just such an obnoxious thing to do.
Great, done it.
It's like the most obnoxious thing in football, and football contains Cristiano Ronaldo, so that's quite a, it's a tough category. And related to City fans, on the same tack, I feel that way about the Poznan. Not when,
Oh yeah, you've
not when it's
destroyed
done.
that. Yeah, you've destroyed that. Yeah.
I think that at its time though, didn't it? That year when they first won the league, when the Aguero year, I feel like that had its time then. That was those scenes when they won the first league was like, but after that it was a bit like, all right, bit gone now.
The Post didn't even do it themselves nowadays. They chipped it off themselves, I think.
I don't want to keep going in on City, but haven't they started taking inflatables to the game again?
Bananas, yeah.
Yeah.
No
Strange.
idea what's going on there.
Yeah. A couple more on this. Liam, who's probably holding a holiday beer right now. He's escaped the country for the Luton game, which would have seemed very sensible when he booked his holiday, but doesn't really matter now, hopefully.
Yeah.
So he's held a good for 14 years against Idris Elba. As he said, Wigan will win 4-2 at Goodison Park on Lawrenson's predictions. That's a good one. Delian said 2 goalkeepers on the bench, don't care how thin the squad is. Fair enough. Christopher, Newcastle fans about Everton, kind of reciprocated though, I feel. Joe, music getting played when the home team scores. Everton tried it in the early 2000s, playing a bit of Eiffel 65.
That should have stayed.
Shite. Dave, no.
No, it's a great song, so
no, absolutely. As Joe said, I think we all asked for that to be swerved straight
away. As well as the blue stones on the floor as well. Do you remember that?
yeah.
I've still got some of them.
I've got
some of them.
Yeah.
Tommy said, I now support Spectre, Blofeld, and any other James Bond enemy since Daniel Craig was shown laughing at the derby. Fair enough. I do as well. Paul stockpiling of players and them never playing players. Staying at a big club to be there by association, never getting played. Is Scott Carson still at Man City?
Presumably.
Yeah.
He's going to be the next England manager, I reckon.
He's got some medals, that fella, and has done absolutely frig all. XG.
Oh, XG, yeah. XG. 100%.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. And Steve, the most irrational football, hated Fulham, can't stand them, but no idea why. That's nothing against
By the way,
nice.
the XG thing there, Les, Mike Greeno's never, ever going to come on one of our shows if you listen to this.
No, he won't. I'll have to get Mick Green, Dan Vane, and Owen Parks on the same programme. Absolute carnage. Just a quick one on this. Mine is Luton Town, which is very topical for tonight, and why I chose the subject. Plastic pitch, Tommy Robinson chanting away Butte. And basically 1986. Beat Luton, win the league, didn't beat Luton.
Yeah, mine's Southampton. I don't like Southampton. Or Leicester.
Oh, there's loads. I hate everyone.
Midlands, bit of a mad guy. Oh, Wolves as well.
Is no one else holds a grudge against Port Vale for pulling one back in the cup against in when we scored an injury time and they went straight up the other end?
Yeah, do you know what? I don't really. I was at Port Vale away when he knocked us out as well, and it's what I've never really. I think I hold more of a grudge against Port Vale because of Robbie Williams. I think.
I think maybe that was the first one I remember that really hurt. Hurt.
It was horrible because we were cup holders as well.
That was 95, 96, was it?
Yeah.
Was that the John Ebrell goal?
It was a Ferguson goal in injury time.
John Ebrell scored. What's that? I always forget. Was John Ebrell scores straight after they did? I'm not sure it was that same game.
Yeah, we drew 2-2 at Goodison, didn't we? And went to replay fair place and knocked us out. Maggie, in honour of a certain TV show getting another episode. Not sure what she means. Anyone got an idea?
Gavin and Stacey.
Gavin and Stacey.
Got it. Right, never watched it.
Instagram, wasn't it?
What's the worst comeback you've ever seen? Both Everton and non-Everton might apply here. Pete?
Worst comeback? I mean, Tommy Gravison's return's got to be up there, hasn't it? Because he wasn't very good, let's be honest, by the time he came back.
Yeah. Wayne Rooney's hair. There you go. There's one.
Wayne Rooney. Yeah. Thought Rooney was all right second time round.
No, not Rooney, just his hair.
His hair, yeah. I'd probably have to say Tommy Gravison, although to be fair, he did still give a really good like fist wave when he took a corner. So
Yeah.
he never lost that.
Didn't he
never
score a
lost
pen
it.
when he came back? He scored a pen for us in something.
Sure, he scored. I know he got an assist on his debut. I'm sure he put a cross in for it might have been Yakubu. On his debut, he actually got an assist. I remember that. But other than that, I don't really remember much. But he's smashed life, hasn't he? He's gone to Vegas, married a porn star. He's a multi millionaire. He's had a great life.
Yeah, he can't be thick if he's a poker player, can he? He must have something about him.
Oh, yeah.
I do question the legitimacy of that, by the way. I don't know.
Right, the thing is, right, Tommy Gravison as well, he's one of these fellas. Had he kept his hair, he would never have been anywhere near as successful as he was without his hair. Because Tommy Gravison with hair looks weird.
Apart from anything else as well, when Real Madrid signed him, they definitely thought they were getting Lee Carsley. Because they signed him and then played him in the Lee Carsley role, like the Makaleli sort of in front of the defender role. And that wasn't where he played for us, ever.
Yeah, he does the work of two players. No, it's actually two players. That's what happened there.
Do you remember the first Andy Johnson goal being announced at Goodison for Lee Carsley?
Was it?
Yeah. I remember being sat in the park and Carsley, to his credit, actually sort of threw his arms up. But he was still dawdling in midfield at this point. So
amazing. Because he looked nothing like him at all. You could not get those two mixed up.
Literally,
just no way, wasn't
it?
Like Boltman.
Sam, bad comebacks?
Oh, I went on the comedy front, and I would say Spitting Image.
Oh, God.
That when it went cartoony?
No, when it came back recently, and it was just...
Matt Ford?
Yeah, of course it was, yeah. It was just the most I've only seen clips because I don't think, and presumably the clips are the best bit.
Have you seen the Jess Phillips clip?
It's horrible.
Christ alive!
I can't.
Oh. There's no words for it. How they initially thought that was funny anyway, and then to actually go through and make the thing and then broadcast it, bizarre. Really.
I've got to say on that note as well, on comedies, the Dumb and Dumber sequel that they did. And I remember when I was a kid watching Dumb and Dumber and thinking, I mean, it hasn't aged well at all. But then they made a sequel like 15 years later, and they still used the same humor that hadn't aged well. And it was just, I couldn't get through it. I just couldn't. I couldn't finish it. It was so cringy. It was so bad. I feel like that happens quite a lot. Spitting Image is a fine example there. But the one I'm most terrified about is Fawlty Towers, because especially because John Cleese has turned out to be a bit of a dick, hasn't he? So you kind of realise he probably wasn't playing a character. He just genuinely is a bit of a dick. So I'm really worried about the Fawlty Towers one, because I really enjoyed the first, the original.
He said that in an interview recently. He's like, Basil Fawlty would be astonished at the state of the world today. Of course he would.
I know.
He's baffled at the state of any world he exists in, but what's changed? He hasn't changed. What's changed is you. You now sympathise with that character.
Yeah, you became him. Yeah.
Letitia, his best mate.
We'll be coming on to some of that later. Dave, bad comebacks?
Yeah, Jeffers, the second Jeffers was horrendous. It was when we had that kit, I think it was in Rooney's second season, where it was the most basic kit you've ever seen. It just had the white around there, and it looked like a plastic. The blue looked like plastic. It was a Kazan.
Yeah.
It was the same season. We had the yellow Kazan.
The away to that's tremendous.
Yeah, exactly. Jeffers coming back was horrendous. I think he scored one goal. I think he got us to a cup replay. We went to Fulham, funnily enough, as mentioned. And then the other thing is Prison Break. Now, I used to love Prison Break. I still love Prison Break. Even though every single season, as it continued, become more and more ridiculous. They brought back season 5 in 2018 or something like that.
Really? Jesus.
And there are only 10 episodes. Well, I don't think I'm going to spoil it to anyone. I'm not going to go into a tangent on this, but anyway, have you seen it? Have you seen at the end of it?
I saw the first 2. I think
you've done well, because the first two are exceptional.
The first 2 are ace. is the third one where they end up in a Mexican prison?
Yeah, it all
And
goes a bit
I
mad.
kind of jibbed it after that.
And then the searching after like a computer and all this stuff anyway. But yeah, they brought it back, and it turns out one of the characters is actually still alive, which happens in most things these days. And it's just blatantly obvious, like 2 episodes in, you're like, you've just come back for the money, haven't you, mate? You're a shit actor, but you should have just left it where it was, and then that was it. Do you know what I mean? But it is amazing, like, so gone full circle, haven't we, to Gavin and Stacey, which I've never watched an episode of in my life. But I'm gonna guess that when it comes back, it's not going to be anywhere near as good as the first one.
There's only one of them. It's like a special, so it's going to be like the Christmas
one,
Day Fools and Horses special.
Oh, yeah.
Royal family type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
2 quick ones from me. Everton 3, Man United 4. That turned into a terrible comeback. And the Stone Roses. Maggie.
That 3-4 though, Les, you're talking about there was Van Nistelrooy. Scored quite late on.
Yeah, when they started celebrating, they started giving loads to the family enclosure.
Ronaldo crossed it in, didn't he?
Yeah.
Bad comeback. Maggie said, hasn't the past week been a lovely week? Yeah. And Liam said, when was the last time you enjoyed a run of Everton games as much as the last 3? I have a very specific set of results here that I enjoyed as much. It was Marco Silva, March, April 2019. We beat Chelsea, beat West Ham away, beat Arsenal at home. Little blip against Fulham, third mention in the show. And then we beat Man United 4-0. That was such a nice run. And I thought, this is it. We're going to be sound.
Yeah.
Obviously, we weren't.
I like the run when Kevin Campbell came in and he scored like 2 goals back to back in like 3-4 games.
Yeah.
And did he score like 9 goals in about 6, like the
9
final
and 8,
6
I think
games?
it was,
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. And he was just like, I just remember that going into every game thinking, Super Kev's going to score, and he did. He was like, and it was always 2. It was,
I was incredible.
I loved that little run of games.
Yeah, I remember when we signed him as well. I was like kind of underwhelmed because like he'd been all right at Forest, he'd been all right at Arsenal, went to Turkey, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was on spare. I always remember that.
Yeah, it was just a bit like, he might be all right, might be better than what we got. Incredible, absolutely brilliant signing.
Scored 2 against Coventry, didn't he? His first 2 against Coventry. And after that,
he celebration he did as well. The celebration, like he was dancing like a DJ when he scored.
Yeah,
someone please tell me you remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, good, thank you.
I think.
My run of games is when Rooney scored the Arsenal one. We went on to win 5 consecutive games, 1-0, and like it just felt like it was filmed like that.
Oh, was that at Leeds, West Brom?
Leeds, West Brom, I think Blackburn might be in there. Can't remember who it was, but we went and won 5 on the spin, and we were looking at the league table. We were in the top 4, and all I was thinking, how's this happened to us? These things don't happen to us. When you're a kid, this doesn't happen to us. And Rooney's there as well, coming on, always scoring the late goal. Remember when we beat Aston Villa 1-0? He scored. You see that a lot that it comes out. He scored like a left-footed, bit of a snide half volley on the left foot that goes in the bottom corner. That was a late 1-0 win.
Yeah.
We beat Blackburn 1-0 as well when we were down to 10 men. And John Ruddy was sent off and we had to bring Ian Turner on. Either that or the other way around.
The other way around, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
And I think we went on and won that 1-0. Or 2-1, it might have been.
Yeah, it was 1-0. I remember that as well because the referee was absolutely appalling the whole game. He was just awful, and he looked devastated when we actually won as well. And he carried on playing like at the end as well. There was like, say he put up like 3 minutes injury time. He played about 7. He was just desperate for Blackburn to equalise, and then he was gutted blowing the full time whistle.
Sam.
I immediately thought back to this time last year when it just about looked like we were pulling it out of our asses.
Yeah.
Like, just because it feels like it does now, albeit it went down to the wire last year, and it's quite pleasant it not doing this year. But yeah, when suddenly we got a little bit of hope back last year, that was, you know, it really buoys you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I have to shout that because we were gone. 100% gone. Yeah.
Got to mention COVID as well. the start of the season under Ancelotti, where we got Spirit of the Blues to number 1, and we were like second to Christmas and all that. It was like just a mad time, wasn't it? And and people didn't quite get the irony of the fact that we were all just like, when we were all saying, yeah, we're going to win the league and all that, we all knew that Everton were going to turn up at some point, but we were just living in the moment and knocking Miley Cyrus off the top spot. And it was just what a time to be alive.
Yeah,
with all the shit going on in the world as well. The world was literally falling apart around us. But we've got like lads on County Road passing James Rodriguez a bottle of Echo Falls.
And it was
just great.
None of it happened, did it? It didn't happen. No. None of that actually happened, did it?
It was almost up there with that fellow who gets meaning out of his car. Be our captain, mate. Be our captain, mate.
He stepped up, don't be fair to him, didn't he?
Speak up, lad.
2 words. Good times.
Well, the 2-0, the Derby win as well. Sadly, I still watch that a lot. And people are going to say, "Oh yeah, we only won it because their fans weren't there." We would have still done them, I reckon.
That goal was brilliant.
Yeah,
I always say to them,
goal was incredible.
The ball from
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
I always say to them as well, though, because they try and discount that and say, "Oh, it doesn't count because there's no fans there." So I just say, "Okay, well, your league title doesn't count.
Yeah.
No fans there," and they instantly shut up. Like
they do take lack of self-awareness to like new heights, don't they? It's incredible.
You seen the thing today with the house light looking things that looks like Christmas lights on it?
Oh, that Klopp house. Have you heard the poem? Oh, there's bad poetry, and then there's this. So there's
or just always poetry.
I mean, to quote Keith, it all comes down to wall guilt. We'll move on. But they painted a mural on the side of a house of Klopp. And they've done this mad light show on it. So certain bits of it light up. He does like the fist pump and stuff like that. Look for it on Twitter. But they've got
totally normal stuff. Like,
and it says on the bottom, like the fella's the author. It was like by whoever's name.
Yeah. And you've got this fella.
No, mate, I'd go to jail if I was you, just for more, just relax.
Just reading this really bad poem over it.
Yeah.
I think one says something like the smile, the glasses are Klopp.
Oof.
Yeah.
That day against Wolves, mate. That day against Wolves, I might just go and wait outside Anfield. You know, people will be coming out crying and everything.
Oh, it'd be great.
Oh, the thing in Shefton Park. Have you seen what they're doing with that?
I really hope it goes the same way as the last day of the COP. Yeah. Jeremy Goss, what a legend.
Jeremy Goss.
Stevens asked, "Who's your favourite non-Everton mascot?" So he says it either has to be the boiler at West Brom, which is an absolute belter, or the guy with the chainsaw from Portland Timbers. Have you seen him? He's dressed in like
lumberjack.
Yeah, like a lumberjack kind of thing. And he saws a little bit of wood off a massive log every time they score. But he does it with one hand. It's ridiculous.
What are you talking about here?
Honestly, the Portland Timbers in America, you've got a fella who saws a bit of a log off every time they score.
With a chainsaw?
Like real proper real thing, like he cuts actual wood.
Yeah.
Like one unexpected noise and that's just going straight through his femoral artery.
Oh, exactly. I mean, within like the first goal, I'd look like the Black Knight off Monty Python. 100%.
We're not allowed bottle caps. We're not allowed bottle caps in that over here. A fella running around with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
On that score, do you find yourself whenever you're going in anywhere, like if you've got a drink with you, putting the bottle cap in your pocket and then realizing you don't need to?
He got away with it again.
Yeah, that's not a rule anywhere else, but I still do it.
Do you know what? I think that's probably an age thing as well. When you're 20, it's drugs. When you're like in your 30s,
bottle caps.
You know? Anyone got a favourite mascot then? I mean, there's one that stands out for me. I put it on Twitter.
I don't know whether. Well, we know Dave's, don't we? We know Dave's, Mr. Testicles.
And the condom comes in. It's like
his mate, the condom.
It's all about his
on the
one-eyed
side.
mate.
He's like on the side cart of like Wallace and Gromit. It's like that with Mr. Testicles and Condom.
Yeah.
What's his real name? Condom. I don't mean the fella behind it. I mean, what's his name?
I don't know.
Like we've got Mr.
Johnny?
Testicles. Is he like
Mr. Testicles and Johnny. It's got to be on it.
What?
Johnny.
Johnny. See, I assumed Mr. Testicles was about testicular cancer, but I don't know how a condom comes into that.
I don't know.
Sexual health, wasn't it?
Oh, just
Oh,
general sexual health.
Yeah.
Very proud of himself to condom, wasn't he?
Did you see?
It's the shape of the head.
See, it was a really nice idea, and it was, you know, obviously it got people talking, but it's still bizarre, isn't it? Like,
It didn't get people talking about we're not sat here talking about sexual health.
I
We're
know,
talking about the
that's
fact
it.
there was a man
pair of bollocks running around.
Wait,
kicking
the
the
main
ball.
thing-
pair of bollocks.
It's where it's got the pubes on. but also that face.
The smile.
When he's having a shot on goal. When he looks like he's going to ping one, it's on goal. I look at that daily, honestly. I just can't stop laughing. Because it looks like the fella behind it, the fella who's inside him, they haven't bothered doing anything below his waist. So he's just wearing a shorts and a pair of night trainers or something. I'm like, they haven't been asked, you know what I mean? It was like...
Yeah, but what would you put? But like, you're not going to do a gooch suit for legs.
Put the condom upside down on him or something. Mr. Testicles.
Wait, he is unparalleled. Anyone got
do you know what we're going to do, Les? You know we're going to do like various stuff in the summer, aren't we? One of the things we're going to do is like just find out who invented Mr. Testicles, and secondly, where is that uniform? Where is it?
Yeah, who was the fella in Mr. Testicles?
Yeah, I am Mr.
Did you see the other week? The fella who does Tranmere Rovers, Mascot Rover, retired, and his name was Les Roberts, but it wasn't me. And it wasn't
really?
Yeah, so there's 3 of us at least knocking about.
I remember when, Big Red that they have.
Yeah.
Red, Mighty Red's the thing, isn't it? And everyone was saying that it was Neil Atkinson underneath it. He played along with it, like, and someone made the photo of him just waving while he took the top off. It was actually good fun.
Sam, have you got a favourite mascot?
I quite liked it do you remember when Harry the Hornet really legitimately pissed off Roy Hodgson?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The sort of play acting diving in front of Will Sahar, and Hodgson just took it preposterously seriously.
He got brought up in the post match and everything, didn't it? It was like a big thing. Didn't he get to? And he was talking about didn't they do like a faux arrest or something afterwards, where they had him like getting put into the back of a police van and all that.
That's what you want from a mascot.
Yeah,
I've just forgotten about that.
Unless you're a boiler.
I love the ones where you see like when you actually see mascots, mainly in America, but when they end up having like a fight, like, and you think, oh, they actually are proper full on having a full on fight, like.
Yeah, well, it was the big one here was in the UK, was Wolfie, the Wolves mascot, having a fight with one of Bristol City's 3 little pigs, and they were really going for it. He was so cross.
Do you know like what they do in the cricket every year? They do the mascot sprint. They should absolutely do that with the footy.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Basically, football halftime entertainment should be like things like mascot sprints, mascots hit the crossbar, stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you remember the original another Everton mascot called Dixie?
Dixie, yeah.
Horrifying.
A plastic
stuff of nightmares.
It looked worse than that bear you've got there, Sam. It was proper.
I was just thinking it's similar vibes.
Yeah.
Kids have all gone mad since.
Yeah. There's definitely a room. I think we said this before. There's a room somewhere in the depths of Goodison with with Dixie, with Changi, and with Mr. Testicles.
Oh, Changi with what's his name? The dancer. What was it? What's his name?
Oh, Leo. No. Oh, what's his name?
What's his name?
Go on.
The dancer.
The guy with the skinhead.
And he has that speech impediment.
Oh, Louis.
That's it. Louis Spence.
Yeah.
Where's he gone? But there's a great photo of him in front of Changi. Doing the most camp little like movement like that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Mine's Kingsley from Partick Thistle, if anyone's seen that.
It was designed by David Trigley, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've actually got something from David Trigley's website. This is what, so if no one's seen Kingsley, yeah, look him up. I think he's meant to be a son, but he's got a massive monobrow and a weird face.
Oh, that's the thing with the spikes around it and all that.
Yeah,
Is that where
yeah,
he's from, is it? Yeah.
yeah, from Partick. So David Trigley said he represents the angst of being a football fan, which anyone who has supported Partick Thistle over the last few decades understands. People are saying he's terrible. He's a disgrace to the good name of Mascots. Do Mascots have a good name? Do they have a union? If you look on the internet,
We're just talking about it now. It is amazing.
as I did yesterday, you can find a far scarier mascot. Sam has got a far scarier mascot. There's loads of scarier mascots. Yeah, he's a belter. And Partick actually released a shirt with him on it, which is even better.
There's some mad stories that go on up there, isn't there? Like
Scotland?
Yeah, in the
Loads of
lower
them.
leagues. What?
What, in Scotland, you mean?
Yeah, no, I was just about to say that. There was a topical of the subject we're talking about there. Do you know Blythe Spartans?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Alberto Solano's just taken over as manager.
Has he?
Yeah, today.
Bloody hell.
Where the fuck's that come from?
Are they from the northeast, though?
Yeah, but they play
are
in
they?
the. Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm thinking of Berwick
Berwick.
Rangers, aren't it? That
They're from the
Like-
northeast.
Or am I thinking of an English club then?
Yeah, I think Blythe Spartans is from the northeast.
Scrap it then. Sorry.
It's part of his takeover of Newcastle,
I
probably.
was going to say it would be random if he took over a Scottish club, but with it being in the northeast, he's got obvious connections there,
Yeah.
hasn't he? So,
Blythe Spartan sounds like it should be in the Scottish League, though.
Yeah,
it
it does.
does.
or
Yeah.
Irish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Best football club name ever is Gala Fairy Dean.
Ooh,
Gala Fairy Dean, Scottish team.
really?
Oh, there's another one in Scotland called the something Strollers as well. Find out. Yeah. Got some great names and some great kits in Scotland as well.
Remember that year, Gretna? Like, I know they don't exist anymore, but they just sort of strolled through all the divisions and nearly got to the Scottish Premiership, and then they just went bust. Like, I think it was just like an Usmanov type of story. He just had some fella who came in with millions, just threw loads of millions at them. He went through all of the different divisions, and then he was like, I'm just going to jib this off, and then he just don't exist anymore.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I've got in my
Imagine that
head
as a fan.
now. I was born in Blythe, but now I'm Kingsley, and I represent the inherent angst of all football fans.
That not like the RAF advert or something
Yeah.
like that's what it is. It's the RAF or like the army or something.
I think it's the Navy, I think.
I
Yeah,
was born
the
in
Navy.
Blythe. That's right, it was Blythe as well. Oh. What an advert that is.
Glen Rhodes Strollers, community football club and charity. There you go. All the good information on here. Tommy M, this is a belter. Which Everton player, past or present, could go full on Letitia or Lambert?
Royston
Andy Hinchcliffe.
Drenthe next.
Oh God, yes, Sam.
I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't. I mean, he's one cocaine binge away from it, allegedly.
Who's this?
He's some powerful stimulants over a weekend away from
Stiff cup of coffee away
a
from.
podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Away from a 3-hour unedited podcast.
Who's this?
Royston Drenthe.
As he
I
fries his
think
bottom lip
Andy
with his
Hinchcliffe.
forehead. Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Andy Hinchcliffe is just that much of a prick that he's definitely got it in him to
Yeah,
turn like a proper little weirdo.
yeah, yeah.
And also he's got this weird little obsession with Everton, hasn't he? Like
I'm sad how it's gone with Andy Hinchcliffe.
it is, yeah. 'Cause I used to like him, but
Yeah.
he hates Everton, like hates us. I don't know whether he's trying to
think
be-
he had a good time at the
Yeah.
like. I used
It
to
was
listen
Howard
to a
Kendall, wasn't it?
podcast. Yeah, and like he wasn't well, was he, at the time? Let's be honest.
No.
And I used to listen to a podcast with Hinchcliffe on it, and it sounded like he had real issues with his kind of self-esteem and stuff, and you know, was not in the right place to be
Yeah.
in a bit of a banter club. He's like a little bit sensitive and a little bit thoughtful, and not really. That was
Yeah, and also I think Howard Kendall sold him twice, didn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think he sold him from City to Everton.
Yeah.
And then went back to Everton. Hinchcliffe disappeared until Joe Roll came in. I thought,
City, wasn't he?
He's really good at hitting across. You've got a big striker. Let's see what happens. And then Kendall came back and sold him again.
Well, that's it. This is where I thought I was going to go national with the social media I was doing. Did you see it, Les? I put it in our group where McNeil puts the cross in for Dom, doesn't he, against Liverpool? So I put that in line with when Hinchcliffe puts it in for big dunk, and I put them simultaneous, and I thought that's gonna win the world. That, do you know what I mean? I'd probably make us millions. And then Matt messaged me and said, "You do realise that's going to get deleted and we'll get banned."
Oh shit! Yeah, of course.
I've got it there, and like, the world will never know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on that note about Laetitia, I actually think Jordan Pickford.
I don't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
No, he won't be a cosmic. He won't be a cosmic one. Him, no chance. He's not going to start going into conspiracy theories and all that.
Pickford will be
impressionable, though, isn't he? You reckon?
As soon as his football career ends.
No, Pickford's going to be going to Laetitia's with a telescope. I'm telling you right now.
The telescope.
I'm telling you, mate, that's what he's going to do.
Right, so Laetitia is like the poster boy for that, but genuinely, is anybody weirder than Ricky Lambert?
No.
They're not, are they? And is talking to water stories and things like that.
Yeah.
That's well out there.
It's just a less high-profile footballer. That's why he doesn't get. He scored a surprising number of goals for Liverpool at a certain point in history. He's not a Laetitia.
No, he's not.
But did you see Laetitia when he was on that? Like, there was someone's YouTube channel, and the lad started going off on one, and you can see Laetitia like dying inside, like, oh my god, these are the people I've sort of, got into bed with. Yeah,
there's no turning back.
But it was
I actually unretweeted it because it was too sad seeing that moment where he when this bloke was going on about numerology and stuff. And
that's it, and you can see him literally dying inside, like, oh my god,
I really need new tabs. I really need to look at some new meds here. Things fell apart.
Yeah, Chris Lee mentioned that. Actually, that was one of the questions from last time. Johan Cruyff's sister, obviously. Johan Cruyff plus April 26th in numbers comes to what? Why is Matt Lattis the way he is? Yeah, so it was very odd, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Some player, no. Do you know what with him as a player, though? He never ever looked fit. Just
he never had to be.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Just received the ball and just banged it.
Yeah. I think Maggie and TWS called this one right and said Fabian Delph.
Delph, yeah. He was anti-vax and all that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he pure anti-vax? Like, he was during COVID and like denying, like proper COVID denial, like it wasn't happening.
Yeah. Wasn't Barton before he's become a horrible twat? Well, he's always been one, hasn't he? But he was like that as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Pre-misogynist and all that.
Well, he'll say anything for attention. And
it's so obvious, isn't it?
I saw Mark Lawrenson piping up as well. Mark Lawrence has been piping up this week about getting sacked. Yeah. And it's like, and I replied to it and said something like, in his last 156 predictions for Liverpool, they were unbeaten. And it was like 140 odd of them were all wins. And it was like, well, no, you got sacked because you were shit at your job, mate. Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you know who else needs sacking for being taken in by it? Idris fucking Elba.
Yeah.
Went 4-2. Liam, I'm with you.
Did we get what was the result?
I don't know, actually.
All these fellas like Mark Lawrence and Phil Thompson and Laetitia and so on, I don't think they realise that when like a producer comes to you and says, look, we're trying to go in a different direction, keep it young, keep it fresh, that is a gentle way of saying, piss off, you past it. Like that's not woke. That is just, they're just trying to be kind.
Yeah.
Who else did he do it on Soccer Saturday? He had a bit of a cut, didn't he? And got rid of a few of them.
Yeah, it's Phil Thompson one, I think.
No,
Phil Thompson
was...
Yeah. And it was...
they had that year, didn't he, where it was only a couple of seasons ago where the only left, Mason, but they had like Charlie Nichols, wasn't it? A
Yeah.
couple of others who they just got rid of, and you're like, it was only Mason he kept there.
But it was well overdue. And Merson's
Oh,
only
yeah, so
still
with, like, Soccer
working
AM,
because they sort of pity him because he keeps
Yeah.
starting at zero again, which,
Yeah.
you know, is a horrible affliction, not taking the piss. But
Paul Merson, though, right, when he said he's a Chelsea fan, was that the biggest plot twist ever?
I know.
Just never saw that coming at all.
I didn't know. I've not heard that. Wow.
Yeah, he's a Chelsea fan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got one that I'll tell you when we're off air that astounds you.
Oh, keeping the listeners hanging there. They'll hate you for that.
Yeah, I can't say it possibly.
Right, we'll do some quick ones here. Maggie, do you often forget an entire place exists? And like, mate, is it Luton?
Yeah, Alton Towers.
Go on.
It's great Alton Towers, though, isn't it?
No, Alton Towers because of the hotel there. Because my auntie, bless her, took me there when I was about, I don't know, it was when my niece was born, so it was about late 90s. I think it was about 12. And in each of the rooms in the hotel there is themed. And the room we got, which I still think I must have been like on some sort of meds or dreaming about this, but there was a room called the Coca-Cola room, and inside that room, the tap was Coke. Not
I made this
drink.
up.
This is like when Homer Simpson visits the land of chocolate, isn't it, Dave? That's what this is.
It is. I felt like Willy Wonka who just bought, it was like Pepsi Max versus Coca-Cola, but it had a tap on, and you could have as much Coke as you wanted. Wow. And when you went down for your dinner, it might still be there, I don't know. You had your dinner in a ship that was in the middle of the hotel, and it's. Do you know the ships you've been on? Stop laughing at me, Les.
Who remembers the first acid trip, Dave?
I was going to say, the answer to the question before is Dave Downey is going to be the next one to go on.
I've got Letitia's number there. I'm going to give him a bell in a minute. Go and have a look at the crop circles with him. But there was a ship in the middle of it, and you'd have your dinner, but it used to swing a little bit. So, you've been in a fair when it has a big swingy.
No one needs that.
No, you do, and you know what? You'd have an orgasm when you're on it. That sort of feeling.
Sorry.
Where's this going?
Have you been on a ship, haven't you? That rocks.
I've never come on one.
Yeah, right. You don't have a mad. Yeah, you not get a mad feeling when you go down on it. Do you know? Is it just me?
I know what you mean. Like when you dip and like your stomach jumps
up.
Tummy. Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's as good as. To be fair.
They live very different lives.
Maggie also said, please do your best imitation of Sean Dyche's appearance in the Blossoms video.
I don't even know what that is, so I'm eliminating myself.
Pete's doing it. It's good. As we discussed before, for fans of specialist movies, looks a bit iffy. The way he sat there. But that's all we'll say on that. Maggie again. Is it the most Everton thing to be safe and yet still have the dangling sword of Damoclesian obliteration hanging over us in the form of insert current financial crisis here? What's it like to actually have a nice summer to look forward to?
Yeah,
forgotten.
Yeah,
it's going to be grim, isn't it?
Yeah, that. I mean, think even with the vocabulary she's used it there as well. That's a really good point, to be honest with you. There has been a long time since I thought, can't wait for the summer. We're going to buy a load of really good players and then come back and battle for Champions League place. Probably when Mashiri first came in. In fact, it's in shameless plug here in the book. The Mashiri years that I've been doing, the 2 parts, we talk about that at length of how excited you were. I remember with the Blue Room as well. Me, Matt, and Paddy at the time. Just was so excited talking about all these different players like Sandro. You laugh at them now, don't you? Sandro. I remember I built the picture to put on the website, and it was Keane, Sandro, Pickford, fair enough, and Sigurdsson. And the other one was Ashley Williams, and I was like, we're going places here. And then I remember someone just called in when I was at Radio City and said, you do realise we've signed all the best players from shit clubs. And it was so true. It was so true. But yeah, we're not having a good summer.
I remember going to the races that summer with the lads from the house we go to on Goodison Road.
Yeah.
And we were all singing. It was Dignity, sign them up, sign them up, sign them up, sign them up, sign them up. Yeah, we did this video and we were all singing, sign them up again, sign them up again, sign them up again, sign them up again, sign them up, and it was great at the time.
That was about every time it comes, or something, was it?
Yeah, but every time it comes up on like your memories, it just it's like a dagger in the heart because it was so much optimism in that room at that time. And looking back on it, we were celebrating like Cuco Martina signing, and
he did score that goal against Arsenal, though. So
yeah.
I still think he sounds like a cocktail, the Cuco Martina.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he would definitely drink. Yeah.
Davy Klaassen, I'd hit that man if I saw him.
Oh, I really thought
he's got the smallest. I've got a fat head. He's got the proper smallest pea head. Do you not think his head is about that big? Like Johnny Bravo, it's like that big.
What were you saying, Tom?
Oh no, just that he was one that looked really good on YouTube, and that's it's never a.
He was the Dutch captain. He was great over there.
It's mad that out of that entire Ajax side, though, like of all the stars who literally ended up coming out of that Ajax side, we signed the captain, and he ended up being the one that flopped. Like the most of the
Who's the other one we had from United the other year? Davey, what's his name? The shit one.
Donny van der Beek.
Van der Beek, yeah.
Yeah, we were all raving over him after the game and a half, and then he fell apart.
He's crazy glass, wasn't he?
Yeah. He got a picture of the mural as well.
That mural was cursed, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely dreadful. Deli's on it as well, isn't he? Jesus
Christ.
Fair play,
Did you see Yannick Bolasie?
In Brazil?
Clip of him in Brazil. He looks like he's having a nice time, and he's had awful luck, hasn't he? So I thought that was tremendous. Just doing a little pivot before he was before placing a pass. It was adorable.
Yeah, God.
I need to find that. Yeah, Yannick Bolasie's always dead nice about Everton, though, isn't he? He's always sticking up for us on Twitter. I've got a lot of time for Yannick.
I just wanted to see him sit Dejan Lovren down once while he's wearing an Everton shirt. That's all I wanted, and we never got to see it.
No.
Sad.
Whether or not he's wearing an Everton shirt, just in the street, I'd be fine with that.
We've got 10 more minutes. We've got 2 more. So Gary said, after we beat the Shite last week, how many cop-out pods did you listen to?
1.
Well, my brother sends me the clips, doesn't he? He's obsessed with the Irish fella who's like
egg.
Oh, all that stuff, yeah, all the mad stuff.
Yeah. Well, our Alex is just brilliant. Like he's got a thing about the Liverpool ones and the Arsenal ones. So if Arsenal have a bad result, my inbox just goes ping, 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 ping. Like all these like troops and all them just going nuts. But yeah, our Alex sent me like a fair few, to be fair.
Yeah.
And it was lovely viewing. It was great. It was I had a great time. But our Alex is just there for. It's like as soon as the full-time whistle went, like I was obviously still in the ground. I think I was like collecting flags from the Gladys Street, and like my phone just started going with like all these links. It was great.
Whoever put the thing together, it's like 5 minutes long. It just goes to each one of them, doesn't it?
Tony Evans parody.
just some fella on it. He just goes, "Fuck!" Puts his head down, and it stays on him for about 10 seconds. And like, this is just fucking gold. This. I mean, who the Irish fella was going to be there? There's the Irish fella with the porno face that's like he hasn't hit puberty yet. The Irish lad there at the end,
the fluffy beard.
Yeah, and we've been beat by fucking Everton. I don't know why he's talking like Davy Klaassen, but you get the point.
Robert, with the Everton manager being in the new Blossoms video, isn't it great that no one bothered imagining the fume if we weren't safe when this came out?
Yeah.
It really was. What other managers should appear in other bands' videos?
I think Eric Ten Hag could sort of rock an EBM or an industrial metal video. Like he's got the look of a man in leather in the corner at Berghain or something.
Yeah.
That kind of intense Dutch stare standing over a synth with Al Jorgensen. I can see that.
Yeah, with Marcel Brands in frame as well. Yeah.
I could see Marco Silva on One Republic. I know that's random, but do you know the way they just want 3 or 4 handsome lads, just you can see them playing their instruments and all that, and Timberland produced it or something like that. I could just imagine Marco Silva in the back with a tambourine or something. Do you know what I mean?
I'm thinking Marco Silva with soundtrack by Exit Music to a Film by Radiohead. You know, that scene of Father Ted on the bus. Marco Silva's Everton career, that starts off nice and happy and then just sad.
I'm so happy for that fella doing well at Fulham. I want him to do well because he's just when you'd see him at Millwall, that picture of him at Millwall when it's absolutely pissing down like it never has before, and I just look like, come on lads, someone just give him an umbrella and a towel and say go wait in the car. Do you know what I mean? He looks so sad, that fella. He was Everton broken, wasn't he? He was broken by us.
It showed on the telly that their goal was handball, and everybody saw it, but no one could do anything about it. It was
the offside as well. The offside, the final goal. It was and he was pointing at the screen saying, and then they took it off, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because they could see it was blatantly 5 yards offside.
That's so much Everton, that, isn't it? But you two are sounding like you miss VAR if that was the case.
No.
Well, it was annoying because VAR was used. It was used in other grounds. Yeah. It was used in other grounds, and it wasn't used in that. And that was what the kickoff was over, because he was saying, well, we've got the replay there. You can clearly see it's offside. So why can't you, obviously you couldn't, but
sliding doors moment really for Silver, isn't it? Imagine we got on and won that. What round of that was it?
Third.
Oh,
third, really.
I think you were going to say quarters or something.
No,
would have been great. That.
I had a run of going to every third round away tie for about 5 years, and we lost every one of them, which was fun. I think we may have drawn one actually, but yeah. The one we drew was Palace this season.
Mate, you know what? I'm unlucky we've been with draws though.
What's that?
Fucking Onana missing that pen. Fuck off.
Oh yeah.
Let's get back to the question, because I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole of Onana missing the penalty, because I'll lose it. Sam, any other managers in Band's videos? Did you say one?
I did, but I would also have Rob Edwards in some kind of tragic dad rock thing. I don't understand the thirst for Rob Edwards at all.
No.
He just strikes me as someone who's a bit obnoxious to his caddy, his 13-year-old caddy at the golf club.
Yeah. He's in a Nickelback video, isn't he?
Yeah, tells you how much his watch costs, that sort of
definitely
thing.
Definitely had the I look about it and think he's got about 6 women on the go.
Yeah, no, exactly that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where he seems so nice to each of them, but then, he's destroyed lives as well.
Well, Luton have played twice up here, so I'm hoping he has been to both Southport and Ellesmere Port.
Why do you think I called Why do you think I call myself Paul Jewell? Because he's like Rob Edwards. Just is found in a hotel with a prostitute.
Gooser.
Honestly,
even though it was 20 odd years ago.
Amongst female football fans, this is not a popular view, and it's just a relief to be able to say it, because everyone's just accepted that he's like the ultimate DILF, and I'm like, no, don't trust him at all. Don't like it. Don't like him.
I've seen a shift in the attitude towards Sean Dyche since he's gone into his trackie though. I'm seeing there's a few admirers of Mr. Dyche now.
Okay.
I won't name them, but I know a few admirers of Mr. Dyche.
Yeah.
For those people who were previously attracted to Ulster murals.
But I was going to say, because Dyche should be good in a Guy Ritchie movie. I think if you're gonna cast a Guy Ritchie movie with football managers, I think Dyche has got to be in there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
moist.
sorry, I can't
Moyes,
get
yeah,
Ulster murals out of my head now. Sorry.
I mean,
Who
he
was
does. He
the
looks
fella?
like an Ulster mural. That's just what he looks like.
That was
Who was the Wickham manager? Was it Wickham? And then he went to QPR,
Yeah.
and he used to wear like a
Ga-
leather jacket. and,
Gareth
like,
Ainsworth,
that's the one, yeah.
lovely fella,
Yeah.
in mate, but he's a bit
Is he?
mad. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bit nuts, isn't he? But he'd be in his own music video, I think, because he's
Mate,
actually in a band, isn't he?
He'd be Guns N' Roses, him.
Yeah.
just on Dice Tracky. That was one from Stu. With Dice now tracksuit manager, at what age is it no longer appropriate to be seen wearing sports casual or footy tops? Caveat retro and kappa are allowed. Stuart, you know your audience here. Quickly, anyone got an age on it? I think wear whatever, whenever you want. It's up to you.
Whatever you're comfortable in.
Yeah, I've not had this with sportswear. I think like sports casual is neutral clothing, and that's fine. But I have had to stop wearing like tweed and cardigans and stuff because it doesn't look punky anymore to wear like a tweed skirt with loads of coal eyeliner. I just look prematurely middle-aged. Like you've got to.
Moyes. Do you remember Moyes' cardigan?
Yeah, it's the
And that's how it would look on me now. That the way it looked on him that's how it would look on me when I was 22. That looked like
late teens, early 20s, stylish and punky. As you approach your 30s, you look prematurely eccentric.
Yeah,
basically.
or more like a primary school teacher. I can't do it anymore.
I mean, I'm sat here wearing brown cord, so I can't really say anything. But
you can carry it though. Not everyone can.
You are a very stylish fella, Les. Being serious as
well. I do like a bit of cord. Last question then, quickly, because I know I've kept everyone for ages. It's one from Gary. What's your Everton opinion that gets you in this situation? And it's the meme of the fellow with all the swords by his face.
What are you on about?
Basically, what Everton opinion gets you into shit. Dave, you've got loads of these. Like, literally, you could say anything, and it will be right.
Abuse comes my way, doesn't it, generally?
Yeah. So Liam said Scott Gemble was sound. I think Scott Gemble was all right as well.
Shite.
He scored a couple of decent goals.
I keep saying to you
against Middlesbrough. He scored a belter against Middlesbrough.
One against Newcastle as well, as I remember.
Oh yeah, Newcastle, yeah.
I mean, I've been getting a lot of shit for saying Onana is absolute shite, and I still maintain myself on that.
I don't see it myself. I don't see.
No, but I think when people, he's got potential, like, he fucking.
No, that's what I mean. I don't see what everyone sees in him.
Right now, bin him now. I get Scott Gemble back in ahead of him. Look how good we did without him in the midfield.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a case for a 1-year extension there, Daffo.
Yeah. And McNeil as well, but Pete already knows that.
Hey, don't even start on Dwight McNeil.
Don't
McNeil. Even start on Dwight. Not today.
I'd rather have Jack Harrison than McNeil. And I would happily hurt his toe with Jack Harrison. So shows you how much you think of McNeil.
Dwight McNeil. Dwight McNeil has been absolutely fantastic for us in this running, and I think
I'm just going to have to delete Twitter if someone listens to this show. You know.
the one I'll always come back to is get rid of the grand old team, but that seems to be building momentum though. That it's doing people's heads in.
The song, not the excellent website.
The song, sorry, yeah. The Billy Moore version in particular.
No, I used to obviously gladly we did get rid of it, but the Ole for Martinez was a disgrace.
Oh no, I like that.
You've aged badly, I think.
West Brom still sing every one. Aged horribly, and quickly, but but it was good in the moment.
It was that one season. We'll always have that, and we'll look back on it fondly forever. Songs as well.
Oh, and the cup of tea parties you could go to with
Alan Myers tea party.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I think? My opinion that where I feel like I'm gonna get battered. It's when I'm being really positive during a really bad time, and I come on the podcast with Dave and he fumes at me for being positive.
Yeah, we'll have none of that.
Just look at the picture he's got behind him here. None of that shit.
It's like this backhand the conference. You're one of the most positive Evertonians I know. It's like,
He does.
surely
you
even
and
you
Warren,
know it's shit.
you and Warren get that all the time.
Yeah, you are though, Pete.
I like it though.
Just
But
too
you know what though,
annoyingly
Dave?
so.
You once again, keeping the faith has proven to be the right way.
Mate, was shy to me won't even exist in about 3 weeks.
I reckon we've got 6 weeks in us at least, you know.
There you go. What better way to round off the show? Unless Sam, you've got a hot take that you might get in trouble for.
That's given the current state of Premier League chairman, Ken Wright doesn't even break into the bottom 10 for worst, or top 10 for worst, however it works.
Yeah,
that is quite the take.
Got 10 worse than him, basically.
Yeah, there are at least 10 worse chairmen than Bill Kenwright, and it's just it is honestly fucking weird how people are still going in on this. Like the man's dead. Like you really,
well, technically, you can say what you want about him now because he's dead. So
yeah, I still.
I mean,
they sort of maintain that there are worse people in the world than Bill Kenwright.
We fucking got that one in charge now. That's the thing. That's the thing that got me. Is like it become quite apparent to me after Machiri came in that I thought this fella's miles worse than Kenwright because he's got the sway to actually do things that are much worse. Even though he can spend a shitload of money on it.
Were still taking it out on Kenwright when he was very peripheral, and Usmanov was sitting in on interviews and shit, and people were still taking it out on Kenwright. It was really odd.
The rule of thumb, basically,
people couldn't change the fact that he didn't have any real influence with the club financially anyway. But it was never the issue. I think that he had towards the end of it, for being serious, is the fact that he was never given like an honorary role there that was basically come in, have a nice cup of tea, and go home. Bill, do you know what I mean?
Which we give to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like just we give those to everyone. We give those out like free raffle tickets. You know, just see who's in the fan zone.
Yeah,
someone who was on a 10-month contract for us 20 years ago. we couldn't do that for Bill.
The general rule is billionaires are the worst people on the planet. The worst than anyone. So you keep that in your head. You're not going to go far wrong.
Yeah,
because they genuinely are. Right, on that little bit of politics there, we'll leave this week's mailbag. Thanks to Pete, thanks to Sam, thanks to Paul Gill. Thanks to everyone who sent questions.
Plenty of editing there for you
there as well.
There's Friday night editing for you there, mate, while the match is on.
Oh God, it's going to take a while. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully the Toffees win and we go even more points clear tonight. Whatever you're doing, enjoy your weekend, especially the Bear. We'll catch you next week, maybe, on Mailbag.